picture actually got deleted off my computer somehow. So here's a new intro. Here's my photo booth video of 30 minutes of me talking about things that I think about and I've compiled in my notes app for years. So enjoy. This popped up on my recommended for, what was it? It was I think it was YouTube. It popped up on my recommended a video for how to get revenge on your ex, and I was like, holy fuck, like this is gonna be like life changing, and like there was a little clickbait in the title and it was like, you will go to if you do this, and I was like, oh, interesting, like I want to know what it is, I'm just curious. So I watched that, and then the guy goes, he's like, the whole thing about revenge is that you just have to make a silent exit. And I think that's very interesting, just psychology wise, that like people who hurt people just want to see the reaction, or they want something so they feel important. But if you leave their life with no trace, they are the most unimportant thing to you that has ever existed. Like that's what they'll think. And I just think that's really powerful. I was thinking about that. Yeah, if someone did that to me, actually, I think I'd be like, holy fuck, like they never cared about me. I'm just so insignificant and stupid and small. Obviously, I'd get over it eventually, but it's a little cold in here. I'm gonna put on my hoodie. Okay. Anyway, back to the video. This is gonna be pretty, like, just unedited rambling, like, random shit. Okay. I had a list of topics that I wanted to talk about. This is the first one, and I thought that was so interesting. I was like, yeah, you're low-key right. Like, if you just, like, if you put glitter in their t-shirt, or, like, if you burn their clothes, or, like, you egg their house, or, like, put a tracker on their backpack, I don't know. That's not gonna do anything like that. It just makes you look desperate, and they're like, yeah, hell yeah, I did that. Like, you can't let them be like, I did that, you know, man or woman. If my ex put glitter in my clothes, I'd be like, oh my god, he's so mad, that's so embarrassing. Okay, another thing I wanted to talk about was capitalism, and how, like, people weren't used to, or what, they weren't, like, made to consume this much and be, like, just consumers, and then, like, all we do is we make money to spend it. How ridiculous. When I think about that, I'm like, what? Why would... Anyway, but that's just how life is, and we can't do anything about it, right? But I was just thinking, like, there was a day where everyone was just, like, running around in a field, and they were all naked, and they just had a blast. I mean, maybe not a field, maybe, like, a cave. I mean, they were dumb. They were cavemen. But what a life. Like, I don't know. They would, like Og and Grog would, like, play with this rock, and, like, the rock was the most interesting thing to them. That was peak entertainment. I just think that's crazy. Okay, another thing. What happens after death? Okay, this is not to get, like, religious or political at all, but I just think that, I mean, this is the most, like, basic ramble question ever, but I've written these down, like, over the years, and I have them just sitting in my notes and in my brain. So this is, like, the top. When I was, like, 11, I was like, oh my god, what happens after death? Like, you know, and I thought that was, like, the greatest question of all time, but it low-key is. Like, okay, comment down below if you believe in reincarnation, because what the fuck, like, I low-key think that's, like, I don't know how to feel about that, but I think it's a really cool theory. I think it's cool that, like, some people think that. I think that's, like, fun. That's, like, a fun theory. That's one of my favorites. The other one is you just go to heaven, but that's, like, eternal. And then once you're in heaven, oh, this is another thing. Once you're in heaven for forever, I feel like that would kind of get a little boring. You should have, like, there should be, like, a time where, like, you can just leave. You can just dip. And, like, your soul will just, like, you just won't have an existence anymore, you know what I mean? So, sorry to get really, like, religious there. My next topic, these are, like, really surface level. It's just, like, people and, like, how to understand them. Like, I don't get it. There's so many types of people. There's so many different types of people. And, like, walking around and, like, looking at them and trying to understand what is going on in their minds. Like, I often, whenever I'm like alone and like I don't have to conversate with anyone, I'm just thinking a lot, and so I'm looking at people and I'm like, what's that person thinking about? And it's so funny that we all have our own thoughts and we're all like thinking stuff. No one knows. Like, I don't know, that girl over there could have just murdered someone, that guy could have just got cheated on. Like, I have no clue. Another thing is how our brain works, like how it just kind of like is conscious. We're all conscious. I think that's really weird. Oh, also drugs. Like, okay, not to get really explicit, I'm gonna get like, this is gonna get like taken down, but like LSD and like tripping drugs or whatever, I don't know what they're called. Okay, oh, psychedelics, I know what those are called. Psychedelics. How does that work? How does that work? I just don't understand. Like, where do your mind just like makes up this reality just because there's certain chemicals in your mouth? I think that's insane. Or maybe not chemical, like leaf or something. I don't know. Like mushroom. But I just don't understand like how that happens, like how your brain just makes that up. Anyway, this is just more of like a positive thought. Humans are really cute most of the time. They're really cute. Like, they pass down recipes and like they sing songs, and we're just like, I don't know, but I don't know. I really like music. That's another thing. Music and mood connection, I think, is really powerful, and I think that's insane. That like listening to these sounds just makes me like, it fully controls my mood. Like, if I'm listening to like a sad song, I'm gonna be sad. And if I'm listening to like Everybody Loves the Sunshine, that song, dude, my mood's totally boosted. Let me know if you like that song. Science. I don't understand chemicals and like what they mean. I don't understand it. Like, okay, if you take two things, why does it explode? Like, who did that? I mean, God did that, but like, who did that? I don't like it. It's confusing, and the fact that people have managed to like discover this much about science is insane. Like, the amount of things that we know, because we're so curious. Like, we're curious beings. The amount of things that we know. Do you like my mic stand, by the way? Is insane. I'd say it's too much. Actually, no, it's not. It's perfectly fine. Science is great. But I just think, like, I don't know. Another thing is why people lie. Oftentimes, it's to save themselves from things, but sometimes I think, like, pathological liars are really, like, interesting. Not in a good way. But, like, when they, like, tell a lie, it's like, why did you do that? Like, who brought you up to be like this? Maybe it's like it runs in the family. I don't know. Another thing is why people are the way they are. Like, is it nurture over nature? Is it nature over nurture? Like, I don't honestly know. I think it's a combination of both. But if I were to say which one's more, honestly, I'd say nature. Because if you have asshole parents who just kind of like drink and smoke and they just don't do anything with their life, you can be successful. That their flaws can actually make you, I guess that is part of nurture though, but it's the lack of nurture. So I think their flaws can make you into an excellent person. Like, that's just an example. But I lost my train of thought. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, their lack of nurture can make you an excellent person. But nature, like, the friends, I think really what shapes like a developing mind is people's friends. Because most teenagers, like, with their, okay, why does my head look like that? Most teenagers with their developing brain just go around hanging out with their friends like 24/7. And let's be honest, in our developing years, our brains, we aren't really around our parents as much as we are our friends. We're at school all day, we're doing homework, like other things I would say influence that. I don't know, and you're like around people all day that are your age, so I'd say people your age, like your environment, where you live, who's there, that's what does it. But then again, I think nurture could mean like friend nurture, relationship nurture, I don't know, but I'm thinking parental nurture. Okay. Another thing is childhood and how we just don't remember a lot of the things that have happened in our own lives. It feels like I should have access to those memories from when I was 6 at Disneyland, but I don't. Like, why? I feel like I need like premium life? Like, I should just have all of that in my brain. Also, brain capacity is another thing. Like, the fact that some people just cap out and they can't remember like more than like when you remember other stuff. It's like an iceberg. When there's too many penguins on the iceberg, you add another penguin and one falls off. So it's like, I feel like I should know all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, obviously some things have like stuck with me from school, like addition, subtraction. I've remembered those, and like my like 2nd grade years, I guess. Like, I remember a little, but why do certain memories like stick for longer, even if they're not relevant? Like, I can remember like a certain day in like my 4th grade class where I was like, oh my god, I was with my 2 friends and we were sitting in a triangle, like we were seated across from each other, like across the room, and I was like, guys, we're in a triangle. No shit you are. If there's 3 people at any point in the room, you're gonna be in a triangle. But I thought it was the coolest thing ever, and that's not even formative to my life at all, but I remember that completely, fully. Anyway, so I just think that's kind of weird, but like I can't remember, I don't know, I just think gaining consciousness is really, 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 really funny. Like, it just, like, one day you just start remembering, like, I don't believe that. Another thing, this was one of my like weirder thoughts, is that you can't think of another color. You can't like, there's the spectrum of colors, and you can't make another one up because it's not foreseeable to the human eye. But like, what if there's other colors that like other, like whatever alien or something can see, and we just don't know shit about that, and they like see all these fucking crazy colors, like that are even like that are unthinkable. Also, another thing, this segues, things that are unthinkable, like I can't name one because it's unthinkable. Like, well, actually I just did the like color thing. Like, what do you mean? This is maybe the dumbest thing I've said in this whole video, but things that are unthinkable, how do we think of them? That was stupid. Anyway, this was a thought from when I was really young, but I just remembered it because I was thinking about like 4th grade when I did the triangle thing, the whole thing with it. Yeah. Why do glasses help people see? And I know there's probably an easy answer to this, and I could probably Google it right now, and maybe I will. Okay, glasses help people see by correcting refractive errors, which are problems with bending light rays. Okay, who discovered that though? When light waves pass through glass, they slow down, which is called refraction. Why? By changing the shape of the glasses can bend light rays to focus on the correct part of the retina. That actually makes a lot of sense. I did anatomy and physiology, and I learned all about the like anatomy of the eye and like the retina and how the light hits it. So never mind. That makes a lot of sense. It bends light rays so it will reach the right part. Okay, then that was dumb. But I'm still talking. I know, like, this is probably something we've all thought before at one point or another in our lives, because who really likes school that much? But who invented school and why? Like, how did it become a thing? And this is another thing you could probably just Google search it. Maybe I'm me, leave it in the comments, because I'm not doing it again right now. I don't want to know, you know? All these things are just hypothetical things that I want to talk about, but I don't want the answers to. Because then that would, like, ruin the fun. So, yeah, I invented the first fucking class for, like, also, all these courses, like, who created them? Like, who just decided this is the curriculum and we're gonna teach this in this way? And then all, like, of America does the same thing. I just think that's really fun. We all learn the same thing. But it's also very restrictive, and I wish, like, school was more, like, Montessori and, like, kind of creative. That's another thing, is that, school kind of takes, I keep burping, takes creativity out of people, which sucks. Okay. Another thing that I wrote in my notes is, one day, it literally is just this in quotes, one day you're gonna think of someone for the last time without realizing. It's either when you're really old and you're, like, dying, which isn't good, but, or it's when you're little. Like, I still think about my friends from elementary school sometimes. I'm gonna pick this up now because I feel like I'm too off to the side. I still think about my elementary school friends on occasion, but will I ever forget about them? That's another thing. Like, will I ever forget my first relationship? Will I ever forget this and that? Because I really hope I don't. Also, I'm not even gonna talk about that. It's too sad. Alzheimer's. It's too sad. But when people get old and they forget things, I just think that is, like, such a bummer. Not even just Alzheimer's, like, when your memory just kind of gets foggy. That's such a bummer. That's, I think, why I'm keeping journals throughout my life. I've decided I'm just gonna keep journals, because then I can just read it and be like, oh my god, that's my life. Like, that was so fun. And look back, I just think journaling is the biggest memory, like, the memory box of all time. Like, once I'm, like, 80, I'm probably gonna have journals filled with, like a box, like a big box, filled to the brim. I first started journaling, like, last year, and I think journaling is really, 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 really good for your mental health, because before I started journaling, I would kind of just think irrationally, and whatever would happen in my life, my voice is really raspy, hold on. Whatever would happen in my life, I would just act on it immediately, and I like, no matter how I was feeling, if I was feeling angry, I would tell this person, oh, I'm feeling angry, and you're gonna, like, I don't know, and, like, I wouldn't think about the consequences of my own actions. That might also just be my brain developing, but I don't know. So, journaling helps to just get it out, and then, like, see it on paper, and think of it like a math problem, like, everything in your life, like, whatever happened today, like, I can work through it by looking at it. I think, like, a visual learner to the 10,000, you know what I mean? So, I can just look at it and be like, oh, this happened, and, like, reflect after I've written it. I think that's so lovely. And then also reflect in, like, 25 years when I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? You know what I mean? I think that's another crazy thing. Like, no matter what age I've been, I've always thought, what the hell was I doing 2 years ago? And it's probably just because I'm, like, a teenager, but I don't know. If you're, like, an adult watching this for whatever reason, do you still think that? You're like, what was I doing 2 years ago? Or, like, I feel like once your brain develops, you're probably like, okay, let me get a grip on things, you know? Most people. This is also written in my notes. That is, every book you've ever read is just the combination, or a different combination of 26 letters. Which, I don't know why I wrote this. I don't, like, I think language, I was fascinated by language this day. I have a lot of different days where I'm like, holy shit, like, what is going on? But I'm a big thinker, and I was apparently thinking about words, and, like, I don't understand how someone just created the first language and was like, that thing right there, that's a rock. What? And, like, they made, like, the whole, like, how many words are in the dictionary? The English language has an estimated vocabulary of over 1 million words. But it's difficult to determine an exact number because dictionaries count words differently and some words appear in multiple dictionaries. For example, the Oxford English Dictionary has one... Okay, I'm not even going to read that number because it's too many numbers. Okay. Basically, a lot of fucking words, and I just don't understand how, like, we just kept coming up with them, and, like, why haven't we when was the last time someone came up with a new word? This is from Merriam-Webster. We added 690 new words to the dictionary for September 2023. Alright, well, I would like to know what those are. The first thing that comes up is Riz. I know you're fucking kidding. I know you're lying. Doggo. Oh wow. Simp. Goated. Bussin'. Mid. NGL. Okay, so I'm actually gonna move on from that because that was unreal. Are those actual words that are in the dictionary now? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Oh no, it's informal. Okay, well, I don't know why they did that, why they pranked me like that. Okay, another thing that I often think about is what makes a good singer? Like, you're just born with this vocal cord shit in here, and then some people are just naturally, like, their vocal cords just make, like, nice sounds that the human ear enjoys. I think that's kind of beautiful. It's like you're a siren, but you just basically are a siren. Okay, I'm gonna get comfortable because my back is starting to hurt. I think I have arthritis at the ripe age of 17, so here we go. Let me keep going. I closed my notes app. This is unfortunate. Okay. Another thing is hair follicles. How does hair just decide to grow out of my face? And why, or not my face, I'm not a man, but well, technically this is my face, like, my head, my hair. How does my hair just decide to grow in certain spots? Like, it just, I don't know. I just think that's so weird, and like hairline and stuff like that. Like, I think that's really odd because how did it just, like, it wants to go here, but it doesn't want to go there, you know what I mean? I don't get it. I don't really get it. Another thing is, like, how animals see the world. I think that's really cool because, like, dogs have different vision and stuff, and they probably think, like, I don't know how they would see humans, though. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, humans have a perspective of humans that animals don't have. They're probably like, what the hell are these? You know what I mean? Actually, they're probably not. But the only thing is, what if they can't talk, you know? Like, what if they're really not just using, like, a secret language and they really have no way of communicating? They have no way whatsoever. And I think the only way they would know what humans are is if it were passed down through generations, like stories. Oh, Lord. The straw is way too short for this cup. Alright, moving on. I have to stop whispering because I'm supposed to be on vocal rest, but here I am talking for 30 minutes instead. So, yeah, I'm gonna do soft-spoken from now on. Oh, wow. Okay, I think another thing is all the choices in your life right now have led you to this video, or have led you to wherever you are. Like, every single thing you do or don't do matters. Like, if I were to try out for, I don't know, if my parents, even, like, oh my god, other people affecting you, their lives affect your life, like or whatever it's called, butterfly effect, is insane. It's insane. Like, if my parents had put me in soccer when I was like 1 year old or whatever, and I just became mega good, like really, really good at such a young age and had a passion for it, I could be an Olympian. No, I couldn't. I'm actually underage. But I could be on track to be on the USA women's team, you know. I could go to Duke for college or something. Bye. Sorry, I was interrupted. But I could go to Duke for soccer or something. Who knows? Anyway, I just think that's really interesting. I'm gonna put this back on. I don't know what it does. In any given day in a hospital, you can find people having the best day of their life, the worst day of their life, the first day of their life, or the last. That is just a lot of action happening in one place. I think that hospitals are so cool. Like, medical professionals are so cool that we just heal other beings. Or like, I don't know, like I was watching this one video of this man who was like, he was like you guys have probably, some of you have to have seen this. It was like watched by like 64 million like views. It was this Chinese man who was folded over for like all of his life, or like 20 something years, or I don't know, and he's like 40. He spent 20 years of his life like he couldn't see, and he was in a wheelchair, and this doctor reconstructed his back so he could like stand up straight, and he obviously like wasn't standing yet, he was in recovery, but he could do physical therapy and work his way to be basically like, I don't know, that's like superhumanish to me. Like, also the gym is crazy, the way your muscles can just like grow, and like you literally have all of the like resources that you could possibly need in this world. If you are watching this video right now, you can literally do anything. You can do anything. You could message Steve Jobs on Instagram and somehow he responds, or whatever. Is he dead? I don't know much about Steve Jobs. I mean, Jeff Bezos, you message him, you ask him for $100, he could give it to you. Who knows? But you're not messaging him, are you? That's like an example. Obviously he probably wouldn't give you $100, even though he has like something billion something. But just an example, hypothetical. You could do anything, and like there's gonna be an outcome. It's in most things there aren't negative outcomes. It's just positive. If you just try things, like nothing can go wrong. Like you could audition for America's Got Talent, and the worst thing that would happen is Simon Cowell would shit on you for 2 minutes. And that's it. No one's gonna watch your episode if you're nice. If you're nice back, you know? But like, there are people who watch those, like everything you do affects you. Because there are those British girls who are like rude back, and they're like, well, you're a twat, and you're Simon Cowell, and you're fat. You know what I mean? They end up on the compilations of worst arguments on AGT. But if you're kind, another thing, kindness is key. Literally anything someone does to you, you just have to respond with kindness, and they will literally like kill them with kindness. That is like, it works. So, because if you kill Simon Cowell with kindness, he's just gonna feel like, well, maybe he won't feel remorse or like a scumbag. Please don't sue me, Simon Cowell. But he will probably just be like, why did I do that? Why did I just bully this person, you know? And feel at least a little bad about himself. Anyway, okay. I think that's it. I think I've run out of vocal cords to use by whispering. So, or being soft-spoken, I like feel the vocal fry just getting worse, if you can hear it throughout this video. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening to my yap. If you're here by the end, comment. I'm gonna use one of those words in the dictionary. Comment bussin' for the Merriam-Webster dictionary word that they've newly added. Comment bussin' if you're still here. I will be shocked, because 38 minutes of yapping are unedited. But thank you guys for watching, and get the good sleeps.